Folger girl, but I have a working theory.
I'm both, but I do agree with that theory. I think that the Folgers are very much set up for performers, while the Arden Shakespeares tend to lean more towards the academic side. But they're all like very beautiful. And there is a performance edition of the Ardens, which this is like gorgeous. So is this, and like this is spicy. I'm vain. I am in fact a material girl. This Folger has been well loved throughout the course of my life. I am a Folger girly. However, my Shakespeare professor in college really got me into the Arden Shakespeares because I'm a nerd and I love text analysis, and like this, amazing for that. Not practical for rehearsals. The text notes take up half the page. But this, very practical. This, very practical. It just becomes a matter of preference. I really like them both. They're both really pretty. Reading Shakespeare's canon in order of the historical chronology of the settings, part 15, Richard II. Okay, so we are now getting into the main chunk of the history plays. This one is about Richard II, and he is a little bit of a controversial king. Not everyone loves him. He's a bit of a material girl. His cousin Bolingbroke is going to have him deposed to take the crown, going to become Henry IV. There is an assassin who does eventually take out Richard, who isn't working for Bolingbroke and gets banished at the end. And then Henry's reign is already off to a very turbulent start, so we are just gearing up for a great time in this history cycle. I really like this play. I think Richard is a beautifully written character. He's kind of like a frivolous Hamlet, if you ask me. He's very like existential. He's got some beautiful speeches. As far as I know, this is where we have the origin of the term the Hollow Crown. He's got a brilliant speech about that and what it means to be king. A lot of gauntlets being thrown down in this play. Love that. 4 out of 5 stars. And the rest of my thoughts are on my blog at ladyandshakespeare.com.
Hi.
Who said it? Shakespeare, Taylor Swift, part 1. Who said it? Taylor Swift or Shakespeare? How's one to know? I'd meet you where the spirit meets the bones.
Shakespeare.
Taylor Swift Ivy on the Evermore album.
Okay.
Who said it? I was enchanted to meet you.
I want to say Taylor Swift, but I think I should say Shakespeare. Shakespeare.
Taylor Swift Enchanted. Okay, ready?
Yep.
What's done cannot be undone.
Shakespeare.
Correct. Macbeth.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, who said love is a ruthless game?
Taylor Swift.
Yes. What song?
No, that's not part of the game.
Oh, I didn't know if you knew it. It's from State of Grace. Who said I love you more than words?
Taylor. Shakespeare.
King Lear. Who said love is merely a madness?
Taylor.
Shakespeare.
Damn
That's from As You Like It. Who said my barren land, I am ash from your fire?
Shakespeare. Damn
Taylor
it.
Swift. Hoax. Okay, last one for part 1. Who said all's well that ends well?
Shakespeare.
Trick question, both of them.
Taylor.
Both of them.
Shakespeare.
He says also that ends well in also that ends well, and then
Got
she
it.
says also that ends well in Lover and the 10-minute version of All Too Well.
Yeah, I knew it.
Clueless Shakespeare time with Ella. Today's character is Benedict.
Okay, Benedict. I feel like his name should be Benedict, like, you know, thanks Benedict, but, ooh. This one's giving me a little bit of trouble. I'm feeling like he is a very independent and mysterious character. Very, like, you never know what's going on, and whenever he's portrayed or in the show or in the reading, you just like don't understand what he's doing and why he's doing it. Like nothing he does makes any sense whatsoever. And everyone's just kind of like, why'd you do that? What's going on? And then at the end, like it just all makes sense. Like he had like a master plan and just never filled anyone in on it. And he's like scheming the entire time and gaslighting literally everyone he comes in contact with. And nobody understands until the end. So like he's just using people left and right, and everyone's like, oh my god, like, you know, great guy, but we never know what he's up to. Like he's very mysterious. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, you did all of that for X reason and just screws everyone over. And maybe he dies. I'm not really sure, because usually in Shakespeare it's like some sort of death. So someone definitely dies. You know, maybe he like kills someone along the way. Getting some vibe.
So you pretty much, Iago is who you explained
Okay.
from Othello. Benedict is from Much Ado About Nothing.
Okay.
Benedict is in this bantery relationship with Beatrice, and still like it's back and forth, like they love each other, they love each other, like they love, couple goals, but like they won't admit it. You know, it's this whole thing. There's like a faked death of another character.
Okay.
And scandal, but he's a bro. But there's also a line where Beatrice is like, kill Claudio. So like, he almost like maybe they're buds. You know, they're yeah. Okay. Not as much violence in this one as in other ones.
Oh,
but
good to know.
But you pretty much like just explained Iago to a T.
Interesting. Okay.
His name is Benedict intentionally. Because it's funny. Clueless Shakespeare Time with Ella. Today's character is Bottom.
Bottom.
It's a last name.
Okay. No idea where this character's from. I kind of don't know where to go with this. Kind of feeling like I'm gonna go with a weird opposite right now. Okay, so we're saying his last name is Bottom, but like in reality, he's not at the bottom, he's at the top. He is the richest, the most liked, very popular, like loved guy. Maybe guy. I don't know. I'll just say they. So they are like up here instead of the bottom, like their last name is. And everything seems to be going well for them. They get their way. They vibe. Until I'm not feeling we can go with this one. Maybe like until a new character comes into play, like Lex in our scenes, and it just like everything blows up. Like they lose their title, they lose their money, they lose their everything, and they end up going to the bottom. So it ends up making like a full circle. Like, yeah, you were at the top even though your last name is at the bottom, but now you are at the bottom. Now that's what happens. The thing that so-called happens, I don't know. He's just really at the bottom of the totem pole at the moment. Poor guy.
So Nick Bottom is from A Midsummer Night's Dream. He's the guy who gets turned into a donkey. Yeah. But then
So is it bottom because donkey and
yeah, it's a joke. But then he because Oberon, the king of the fairies, like is mad at his wife Titania, and so he has fuck magic the whole thing, and so then Titania's in love with a donkey man. Yeah. Shenanigans.
Stitch this with your Shakespeare zodiac twin.
Okay, so I'm an Aquarius, and I'm not as fluent in the zodiac signs as I would like to be, but I Googled it. And multiple sources are telling me Hamlet.
Chrissy, wake up! I don't like this! Chrissy, wake up!
Who said it? Taylor Swift for Shakespeare, Part 2. Who said all that glitters is not gold?
Taylor. Oh my gosh.
Merchant of Venice.
Suck at this. I'm just gonna say the opposite.
Who said mad for your love?
Taylor.
From Hamlet. Who said catching my breath barefoot in the wildest winter?
I want to say Taylor, but it must be Shakespeare.
It's Taylor
I got it
from
right.
Evermore.
You're not funny.
Okay, who said my calamitous love and insurmountable grief?
I want to say Taylor, but it's probably Shakespeare. Taylor.
Blakes. Who said love is blind and lovers cannot see?
Taylor.
From Merchant of Venice. Who said you cannot call it love?
Taylor.
It's from Hamlet.
Oh my gosh, stop. No more. I got it. The last
Who
three.
says you are the same jewels that I gave you as you bury me?
I mean, I want to say Shakespeare, but it's probably Taylor.
It is Taylor.
Okay.
From My Tears Ricochet.
So I said Taylor.
Yeah.
All right.
Who said doubt that the stars are fire?
Taylor.
From
Shakespeare.
Hamlet. Okay, last one. Who said stay away from Juliet?
T. Swizzle.
She did. That was a trick question. It was Taylor Swift.
I know.
Those words were never said in Romeo and
T.
Juliet.
Swizzle.
Boom.
Boom.
It's Shakespeare Tuesday tea time, and today we are continuing the discussion of misogyny and the tragedies, this time talking about the queen herself, Lady Macbeth. Okay, we're gonna start with witchcraft. So yes, we have the three weird sisters at the beginning, but we also have Lady Macbeth, who says some particularly witchy things, like the coming spirits attend on mortal thoughts and sex me here. Like that sounds like she's conjuring something. That's a little bit witchy if you ask me. Anyways, the idea of witchcraft is pretty rooted in misogyny. Yes, there were men who were accused of and convicted of performing witchcraft. However, it is a female-dominated industry for a lot of reasons. One specific reason related to Christian misogyny is because Eve was tempted by the devil in the garden with fruit, and so therefore women are more susceptible to falling victim to the devil because they are of weaker constitution. So that's like super fun and fresh. Yeah, witchcraft is a pretty womanly thing, I guess. Wait, this is super interesting. I read a paper on witchcraft and Macbeth as a treatise on socio-political anxieties in the Jacobean period. Anyways, what did I say? I said critics argue that Lady Macbeth is asking for early menopause in that monologue, and this is why she asks that her blood be made thick. A witch's blood was thought to be so thick with old age, so lacking in fire that it was impossible to extract it, and it was the idea which lay behind the notion that a witch's body could not be pierced or shot by pain. Such hardness is the opposite of the soft body of the mother, and that's why they had to be burnt at the stake. Fascinating. Oh, this also builds on the misogynistic idea that the primary role of women was to have children. Lady Macbeth does not have children, and therefore she lacks nurturing qualities that women should possess and is able to be so cruel and heartless. Ultimately, Lady Macbeth would be punished for not fulfilling the societal idea of what a woman should be, and a woman who posed a threat to the delicate social hierarchy could not exist or survive this plague. That's example. Wow, I was really on something last semester. I was spitting straight facts. To be or not to be. To be or not to be. We don't even do this anymore. To be or not to be? That is the question. Fuck everything. To be or not to be? To be or not to be?
I spent about 80% of my time talking about Regina, and the other 20% of the time I was praying for someone else to bring her up so I could talk about her more.
I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears, but I'm scared of
What on earth is going on in the House of Commons?
30-Day Shakespeare Challenge, Day 27. Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Okay, I will not be marrying Richard III because we all saw what happened with that. And I will not be marrying Tamara because, again, we saw how that ended up. I will be killing Richard III. I will be kissing Tamara. And I will be marrying Iago. No second thoughts on that one.
Mariana, you go down just like holy
ready? To go. Clueless Shakespeare time with Ella. Who do you think Gertrude is?
Okay, the musical theory of me just found a Gertrude McFuzz from Seussical, but you know, we're kind of gonna stick to that Gertrude McFuzz vibe, even though they're not the same person. Gertrude is a sweet little nerdy gal, and she is just full of love and kindness. And I feel like I'm way wrong with this, with the way we get these. But she's very like cute and just wants to
stop reacting.
She just wants to fit in. Like her goal in life is to fit in. Poor girl just wants to be like everyone else, even though she is perfect the way she is, and she'll be confident in herself. But she really likes this guy who doesn't notice her, and in order to get noticed, she just does crazy things, and it gets people's attention, but it kind of gets, you know, they think she's weird for what she's doing. And so the whole play is just about her doing these weird things, and everyone's like, come on, just be yourself, stop trying to get the attention of others, and just vibe. But Gertrude was like, no, I'm not gonna vibe. I need to be like everyone else and fit in, and yeah.
That was the plot of Seussical.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Gertrude is Hamlet's mother, whose husband, the king, gets killed, and then she marries his brother, Claudius.
Claudius and Gertrude.
Yeah. I would not use the word cute, loving, fun to describe Gertrude.
No. I'll stick with my Gertrude McFuzz. She sounds much nicer.
She ends up drinking poison, which I guess is